ask him, why aren't you doing that instead of running for office? Well, for the same reason that my mom and dad opened that store. They had an interest in public policy, and they were irritated, to say the least, by decisions made in Washington and Springfield that would affect the way they operate their business. And like Habib back in the 70s, he didn't have iPads or iPhones or things that wouldn't, our kids don't have to talk to us in the car now. But when we would drive back to Des Moines, Iowa to see our family, I actually had to converse with my parents. That's a novel thing nowadays, isn't it? But we talked about politics. We talked about public policy. Well, I didn't get out of working for my mom and dad. I probably started a little too soon. I learned to pick up trash after Friday and Saturday nights when the kids would cruise through town. That was a glamorous job. Then I learned every single facet of working at a McDonald's restaurant. And there are some jobs worse than washing the dishes, called cleaning the base tiles. Did you have to do that? Yeah. And unlike some parents, I didn't get the benefit of the doubt when schedules were made and duties were assigned. My father and mother thought it was funny that I would have to do all the jobs nobody else wanted to do, even at age 14 and 15. But what it taught me was responsibility. I worked for them all through high school. I worked for them in college. But when I went to college, I said, I want to take my interest I learned in public policy, and I'm going to major in political science, which I did. After I graduated, I told my dad, I know I can come back and work for you, but I want to try my lot at public service. And I met a guy named John Shimkus a week after I graduated. A guy that served with Congressman Ewing in Congress, a guy that Congressman Ewing helped get elected in 1996. And you know what? He's still there today. John Shimkus gave me an opportunity to work for him for the last 16 years here in Illinois to help countless constituents fight through the bureaucratic red tape of Washington, and also to work with community leaders, helping them find ways to partner with the federal government. And you know what Nancy Pelosi's attacking me for? That. She's attacking me because I'm a Washington insider. I'm somebody who worked for a member of Congress. Well, you know what? I'm proud to have done that. I'm proud of the work that I did for Congressman John Shimkus, because that's going to allow me, with your help, to hit the ground running in Washington and provide that leadership that I talked about at the beginning of this speech. The leadership to walk in with confidence, to work with Republicans and Democrats, to make the tough decisions that are going to have to be made. We cannot put America on a debt repayment plan when you're worried about re-election. We cannot cut spending in this country if you're worried about what people are going to think, because you have to make these decisions. These decisions have to be made in Springfield. They're being made at the local level. Where's Steve Purcell at? There you are. You're making those decisions now. It's tough. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's a challenge, and that's the only way our country that Habib talks about so glowingly can survive financially. The only way. I pledge to do that because I believe my experience gives me the confidence to stand up to not only Nancy Pelosi, but also to John Boehner and the Republicans when necessary. We're going to make the tough decisions, but I can't make them without your help. We have 14 counties, and I really figured out how big this district was today. Because at noon I walked a parade in Calhoun County, Hardin, Illinois, right on the peninsula of the Mississippi and the Illinois rivers. It takes about 3 hours to get from there to here, but I was proud to do it because I made a commitment when I was selected, nominated 15 weeks ago, to campaign everywhere and meet as many people as I possibly could. And we're going to do that. And in 58 days, we're going to win. And you know why we're going to win? Because David Gill is wrong on the issues. David Gill is a 3-time loser to Tim Johnson, but in a district that's much more Republican friendly than this. People know David Gill's name, but they don't know what he stands for. Taxes, remember me mentioning taxes and certainty? He says he wants all the current tax rates to expire. He doesn't care. He says Washington doesn't have a spending problem, we have a revenue problem. I say he's nuts. Washington doesn't have a spending problem? Come on. We have to cut spending. And then, lastly, Obamacare. I don't like Obamacare for the reasons we talked about. He says it doesn't go far enough. He wants a single-payer system. I will fight David Gill over the next 58 days, and Nancy Pelosi and all those who fund him and support him to win this race. And I pledge to you, I will fight for you in Washington with the same tenacity that I'm going to fight over the next 58 days. But don't forget us. I may not be able to represent your house in McLean County, but I will represent all of McLean County in Washington. I will not represent all the houses in Champaign-Urbana, in Champaign County, but I'll fight for the entire county of Champaign County in Washington. And you know what? I'll fight for this entire country as your congressman in Washington, D.C. And with your help in 58 days, I'll get the opportunity to do that. God bless you all, and God bless America.